The summer movie season has officially started, so I'm going to give you guys my top 10 most anticipated movies coming out this summer. But before we get started, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, helps a lot, it's free to do so. Also, down below in the comments, leave your top 10 most anticipated movies this summer. But let's get it started with number 10. I got Inside Out 2 coming in last place. Even though it's 10th in last place, I'm still very excited for this. You got a lot of great movies that didn't make this list. Inside Out 2, though, the only animated movie that did make this list, because there's not a lot of animated movies coming out this summer. I mean, what do you got? You got Garfield, and you got Despicable Me 4. I mean, I'll watch both of them, but which one do I think is going to be better out of these three? Easily Inside Out 2. Inside Out, the first one, is a great Pixar movie. I think it's in my top 15 or so. We're gonna have to do an updated Pixar tier list, and I'm very excited to do that. It's really fun to do tier lists, but Inside Out 2 just looks really great. I was a little bit worried, doing a sequel to a movie that great, an original story that great about like characters, emotions, all that. But I really like the concept that they're going for. Riley is grown up. I forget how much more she's grown up, but she's grown up. She has new emotions. You have Anxiety, played by Maya Hawke. I love Maya Hawke, and anything that she's in, I feel like she adds a lot more humor, a lot more charisma, and she looks great from the trailer. And then you got Boredom, which is great, and you got what is the other thing? On We, I think another one is On We. You got some interesting emotions in there. I think awkwardness is one of them too. I'm not too sure about that, but the trailer had me cracking up. I really did love the trailer for this one. Animation is of course top tier because Pixar, they've been dealing with a little bit of a downfall lately because some of their movies were not making a lot of money last year. Elemental made a decent amount, but not enough to where people call it a huge success. But it was a great movie. A lot of people didn't see it, but I thought it was really great. Hopefully Inside Out 2 is going to bring a lot of people back to go see this. I'm thinking it's going to make a lot, and I think it's going to be great. The first trailer, great. People saw like the first 40 minutes at CinemaCon. They said it was great. So only gets better from there. I'm really excited for Inside Out 2 and really excited for what they've created here. Next up, I got Maxine coming from Ty West. This is, of course, the third movie in his trilogy, his kind of X trilogy, I'll call it. Because, he had X, and then he had Pearl, and now he's going to have this one. It was really cool that X and Pearl basically came out in the same year. And then we had to wait a little bit longer for Maxine because I think he was still filming that one. But I think he filmed X and Pearl like back with Mia Goth because she played both characters. And I think that Maxine looks great. It looks kind of different from the first two. First two look more like art house and kind of indie movies. This one looks like it has much bigger budget. It looks like a big slasher movie. And I love how it's exploring, the filmmaking desire of everything because, Maxine wants to be an actress and all that. And Mia Goth, I think that she's a fantastic actress. She's dealing with a lot of drama behind the scenes about what she did to people on set, which isn't great for her, but I think that she's a great actor. Then you got Elizabeth Debicki in this. You got Lily Collins. You got Halsey. You got Kevin Bacon in this. You got a very great cast in this one. Pearl, you didn't really have that, tremendous of a cast because there wasn't a lot of people in that movie, but X, you also had a really great cast. When Maxine is going to come in full throttle with this cast, and I feel like it's going to be really great. I really love the look of this movie compared to the last two because, as I said, this one looks like more of a I wouldn't say blockbuster, but more accessible to the mainstream audience as a horror movie that I think a lot more people will see compared to X and Pearl. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and I hope it's as great as the other two. Alien Romulus is the newest movie from Fede Alvarez. He's known for Evil Dead 2013, which actually scared the hell out of me. That movie had some crazy scares in it, some crazy good effects. If you haven't seen that Evil Dead, look for it and rent it or buy it. It's so great. And I think he also made Don't Breathe, which I think is good, but not as good as his Evil Dead movie. And we're finally getting a new Alien movie, so who wouldn't have this on your list? If you're a fan of sci-fi, if you're a fan of horror, you got to be excited for this. They released that 1-minute teaser, and holy, that teaser looked great. Just the sound design, the face huggers and everything, how practical some stuff is, the lighting of every shot, just how the anxiety of watching that, just everything in there. They're just in the spaceship and they're just getting hunted down. A 1-minute teaser, and it did a job. A teaser was supposed to be released to get you interested in the movie, and that got me fully hyped for the movie. Like, I was hyped before that teaser, but after the teaser I was like, I don't need to see any more footage, Just give me this movie, and we're gonna get it in August. I'm so excited. And you got a great cast for this one. Kaylee Spaney coming off Priscilla, coming off Civil War. She's having a great 12 months. Isabella Merced, you know, she joined the DCU. She has that Turtles All the Way Down movie probably out by the time I'm posting this. I really do like her as an actress. So you got a lot of great people in here. I love how they're going for a younger cast for this one compared to, you know, Prometheus, Alien Covenant, the original Alien movies. You know, this coming after Alien Covenant, which isn't really as beloved as something like Prometheus, the original ones. I actually really appreciate what you know, they did with Alien Covenant, and Prometheus was great. Alien Covenant not as good as Prometheus, but I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to see the aliens back on the big screen. Next up, we got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This is going to be set 300 years after War for the Planet of the Apes and that whole trilogy. You know, a lot of people are still confused about that. I don't think they've explained that well enough in the trailers. But yeah, this isn't a straight up sequel to War, and it doesn't include Caesar's son. So don't expect that. It's a whole nother story, but takes place in the same world, following Caesar's beliefs and all that. You see, you know, on some of the trailers, you see that kind of drawing of Caesar's window when he lived, you know, in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, when he lived with James Franco's character. Love how they still carry that on, still carry the religion on. You know, this one is interesting because when Rise of the Planet of the Apes came out, you know, when Dawn, when War came out, they add human characters that we like, well, we all you know, and that we all know from, you know, the actors now. We all know the actors in those movies. They're pretty well-known actors that they put in those movies to get people to come and see this. But for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I feel like it's really different. I'm looking at the cast here, and there's not a lot, and there's really no one that I know from this cast except William H. Macy, who's known for like Shameless and all that. I know no one from this cast. You got some interesting characters being in this movie. You got Noah, which is the main ape, kind of like the Caesar ape, the, you know, the hero ape. And you got Proximus Caesar, basically the villain of this. And, you know, Proximus Caesar, from what I'm getting from the trailers, is that he's kind of taking Caesar's beliefs, you know, in the wrong way. He's telling, you know, the apes, we got to kill all the humans. We got to just take over the world and all that. And Noah's like, no, you know, apes together are strong, but we don't want to, you know, kill everyone. We don't want to be that kind of thing. You know, that's not what Caesar's thinking. You know, he's kind of, Proximus Caesar is kind of taking the Caesar belief in the wrong direction. And what's so interesting and what's so cool about this movie is just carrying on the visuals. The CGI and motion capture of the apes looks tremendous. Some people say it looks worse, but I think it kind of looks better. It just depends what kind of lighting the apes are in. And, you know, I've actually heard from some people who got to see like an early screening of the first 30 minutes. They say it's tremendous. The trailers look tremendous. It's coming from Wes Ball, which had me a little iffy because, you know, Wes Ball is known for the Maze Runner movies. They're not terrible, but not anything amazing. So I didn't know what he was going to come in with, but the trailers for this have looked excellent so far, and I'm actually so excited. I think I see this in like 2 weeks. It looks great. I think it's going to live up to the hype. Coming in 6th place is The Fall Guy. Of course, Ryan Gosling's leading in this one with Emily Blunt, directed by David Leitch, who's known for Deadpool 2 and Bullet Train, which are 2 movies that I really enjoy. Bullet Train, I think I saw it like 4 times in theaters. I thought that was a really fun ride, a really funny movie with a stat cast. The Fall Guy, so excited for this movie. It contains my favorite actor, who is of course the lead, Ryan Gosling. By the time this video is up, I've probably already seen it. The review might be on the channel, so go check it out. But yeah, I think this movie just looks like a lot of fun. It's kicking off the summer box office, coming out the first week of May, which is usually when a Marvel movie comes out. And Deadpool, I think, was supposed to take this date, but it had to get delayed due to reshoots, you know, finishing effects and all that, which we're all fine with. Hopefully turns out great for that movie. But The Fall Guy, kicking off summer, it's just gonna be a fun popcorn movie. Like I just expect it to be a fun popcorn movie. I don't expect it to change my life like Dune or Challengers. I'm expecting this one to be fun. You know, it's a celebration of stunt work and stuntmen. You already see in the marketing is great for this movie, by the way. They're giving the they're giving the stuntmen, you know, actual screen time in the marketing, which I really do like. Lets me, you know, familiarize with them and see who they are, which I really do like. And I just feel like, you know, Ryan Gosling's bringing the comedy, bringing the fun stuff, and Emily Blunt's bringing the sass here. You got a Barbenheimer type moment again clashing here with the two of them, especially because Ryan Gosling and her were kind of in the SNL monologue when Ryan hosted SNL again. And let me just say, I'm not a big fan of SNL, but his SNL episode was fantastic, and I'm expecting this movie to just be a fun ride with him leading it. Coming in right in the middle is Twisters, directed by Lee Isaac Chung, who you might know because he directed Minari, which I thought was a great movie. But God, this movie has an all-star up-and-coming young cast. Like, let me just read out some of the cast right here. You got Glenn Powell, you got Kiernan Shipka, you got Anthony Ramos, you got Daisy Edgar-Jones, Katie O'Brien, David Cornscott, Brandon Perna, Sasha Lane, and many more. But let me just tell you, it's Glenn Powell's summer. Don't mess with this guy. It's his summer. He's coming off hot after Anyone But You, coming off hot. I mean, 2 years ago off Top Gun Maverick, but he's kind of owning. He's owning the 2020s right now. Kiernan Shipka, you haven't seen her in the marketing, but I'm really excited. She brings a lot to a role. Anthony Ramos, Daisy Edgar Jones. I love Daisy Edgar Jones as an actress. She is great. David Cornsweet, our new Superman. Haven't seen him in the marketing yet. By the way, the marketing for this movie has been terrific. The memes that have come out. But that first trailer, I haven't got sick of it yet. I've seen it in theaters like every movie I go to. It's just stuck in my head, because Glenn Powell says, if you feel it, chase it. I'm like, yeah, that's a great tagline. He, of course, has more taglines in this movie probably. People at CinemaCon said the footage looks great. They're going for something like classic here, shot on location and all that. I think that this movie does need a second trailer though, so hopefully they do release a second trailer soon. Got to get more people interested in this movie. I think a movie always should have 2 trailers released. I think that's what marketing should be. Some movies do like 4 or 3 trailers. Some movies do 1. I think 2 trailers and TV spots are the magic number for movies. But yeah, I'm expecting Twisters to be a massive ride. And the fun fact about Twister, the first Twister movie, I watched that for a couple years ago and I actually didn't like it. I'm going to give it another shot before Twisters in July. It's weird that I'm excited for Twisters, but it's Glenn Powell, Daisy Edgar Jones, Anthony Ramos, just a great cast here, and I think it's going to be very fun. I really like Lee Isaac Chung's direction of Minari, so I think he's going to bring a lot of style to this one, and I'm really going to enjoy it a lot. Deadpool and Wolverine comes in 4th place. You're probably like fuming. You're probably wondering, why is it so low? I mean, 4th place is pretty good, but I'm just a little bit worried. I had it higher. I'm keeping my expectations in check for this movie. And the second trailer we just had come out, I love the second trailer, but Marvel can do things for me. I always get hyped when the Marvel trailers come out. Like Thor: Love and Thunder, I got hyped when the trailer came out. The Marvels, I like the first trailer, but those movies just, overall disappointed me. They can trick me. Marvel has been just having some rough times. They're in and out. The hype is up. The hype is down. The hype is up. They're not very consistent nowadays, which really does suck. But, that's what happens when you release too much content. All those TV shows, I myself even thought when Marvel started doing TV, I thought they shouldn't have done it because it just doesn't help. The general audience doesn't care about your TV shows. They shouldn't be must-watches, and Secret Invasion proves that. You made an overpowered character in Secret Invasion. No one liked that show. So it's hard for me to get hyped, and put Deadpool and Wolverine at number 1, even though Sean Levy's directing it, and I think that all of his movies he makes are really fun. Ryan Reynolds coming back into the main MCU, and it's going to be rated R, so all my hype should be restored, but I'm still a little bit worried. Even though you got Hugh Jackman in there as Logan coming back, Wolverine and Deadpool teaming up, fighting each other, it looks great. But I still got to keep my expectations in check. They're hiding a lot of stuff in the trailers, which I really do appreciate. You don't know where they're going in that Doctor Strange portal, which is interesting. Probably hiding a lot of cameos, which is going to be pretty cool. It's probably going to be a really massive theater event. And I'm guessing that it's probably going to be the most, anticipated movie for a lot of other people. We're probably going to make over $1 billion. Still got to keep my expectations in check, but I'm still so excited for this adventure. So excited to see Deadpool again on the big screen. Deadpool 3 came out many years ago, like 6 years ago or something like that. And it's going to be awesome to see, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman teaming up. So I'm hyped for it, but I'm still keeping my expectations in check. Pretty high up on this list, I got Kinds of Kindness, which is Yorgos Lanthimos' new film. We all know him from Poor Things that has come out this past year. Poor Things did so well at the Oscars, got Emma Stone's second leading actress Oscar. I absolutely love that movie, my favorite movie last year. So I had to put this movie really high. And every time the trailer comes up on the big screen, I'm leaning in fully because it has Sweet Dreams playing with it. It's just like Alien Romulus. It's a 1-minute teaser that doesn't really tell you anything about the plot, but it gets you fully into this movie, gets you hyped up. It's actually an anthology movie full of 3 different stories. So that's going to be so interesting. We don't really get a lot of anthology movies nowadays, and Yorgos Lanthimos is directing this, so it's going to include a lot of, harsh and dark moments, I suspect. And you got a great cast here. You got Emma Stone, like I said, Margaret Qualley, Hunter Schafer, Jesse Plemons, Hong Chow, and many others. Such a great cast here. The trailer cracks me up, even though it probably isn't supposed to be funny. Just cracks me up when Jesse Plemons is that one part in the trailer. He has the guy in the wheelchair, and he's just like kind of drops him off sideways. It's great. I love the energy that's going in this trailer. It looks very energetic. Not going to be like, Poor Things, like kind of stylish, kind of artsy, but I do expect some artsy moments in here. I'm so, I don't know anything about it. I really don't know what the description of this movie is. I'm just sold from that teaser alone and Yorgos Lanthimos' name on the movie. His direction is flawless. Coming in second place, but it's kind of close, is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga directed by George Miller, who is known for making the masterpiece Fury Road. Oh my god, Mad Max Fury Road is one of the best action movies I've ever seen, and I'm actually so interested to see how Furiosa stacked up to that. I'm not expecting it to be Mad Max Fury Road style. I don't think anyone should go into the theater expecting that greatness. I think that Furiosa should be great. If it's anything less than great, I'll be kind of disappointed here because the trailers have gotten me so hyped up. I love the sound design and the score they're using for the trailers. Anya Taylor-Joy is on the top of the world. One of my favorite actresses at the moment. She had that small role in Dune Part 2 as Aaliyah. She was great in The Menu. She's great in Last Night in Soho. I didn't really love the movie, but I thought that her performance is great. Anya Taylor-Joy just leaves a massive impression, even if she's in the movie for like less than 5 minutes. Her impression is great. Chris Hemsworth as the villain looks absolutely hilarious. His nose prosthetic that he has on, it's kind of noticeable, but I think it makes his character funnier. His character is like, I don't even know what his character's motivations are, but he just looks funny. Anya Taylor-Joy, we know what her motivations are: trying to find her mother again, trying to get back to the green place, kind of like that. The action here looks spectacular. A lot of people don't really like the CGI, don't really like the effects. I mean, what else can you do? I mean, it doesn't look as great as Mad Max Fury Road, but I'm going to cut them a little bit of slack because, VFX and CGI workers have been going through a lot of turmoil lately. Use a little bit more green screen here because George Miller is getting a little bit older, so I do cut him a little bit of slack here. But still, I wish some of the shots were a little bit more polished, but I'm here for the action, and the action from the trailer looks fantastic. And I'm hearing you get like a 15-minute full action sequence in here, multiple action sequences. Could be the best action movie of the year. I mean, there isn't much to top at the moment, but it just looks furious. Let's say that. It looks furious, and it's called Furiosa. Looks great. Anya Taylor-Joy, she even said, she was like, I want to cut my hair. I want to go bald for this. George Miller looked at her and said, no, I don't want you doing that. It's kind of funny, but nice of him to do that. But man, this cast looks fantastic. The action looks great. I'm so excited. Only like 4 weeks away for here, but Anya Taylor-Joy, she's owning the big screen. Funny enough, my most anticipated movie coming out this summer is a Netflix movie, which is a crime. It's a crime for me to be saying this. I don't even want to say it. I absolutely hated it. But my most anticipated movie this summer is Hitman. I hate it. I hate that Netflix acquired this. Netflix paid like $20 million for this. Why couldn't have studio paid more? Come on, I really want to see this in theaters, but they're probably only going to release it in like 10 theaters. So good for you if you're able to see this in the theater. I've heard it's great to go see in a theater, but I wish something like, a Warner Bros. Universal got to acquire the rights for this. Sucks. You got to deal with it. It's probably not going to get a home video release. Got to deal with it, but I'm still very excited. That's why it's number one. It's just great, and it's directed by Richard Linklater, the legend himself from Dazed and Confused, School Rock, Boyhood, and the Before movies. He's a mastermind in his own. And Glenn Powell is, of course, the lead to this one with Adria Arjona in this. I think that's how you say her name. She's great. I love this cast a lot. I love the duo there. The official trailer just came out a couple weeks ago. I've been rewatching it every single week. I'm like, this trailer gets better and better. People who have seen this at festivals have said it's amazing. Said to see it with the crowd. Not gonna be able to do that, but I'll watch it here many times if it's great. Trailer looks hilarious. What Richard Linklater and Glenn Powell are going for looks really interesting. I think they both wrote the movie. I think they're both co-writing the movie, which I actually like. Seeing Glenn actually write some of this, it's pretty interesting to see. So I'm so excited. A comedy action movie. You don't really get those nowadays, but I think it's going to be great, and I think a lot of people should check this one out. Coming to Netflix at the beginning of June. I'm so excited. That's my most anticipated movie of summer. As I said, leave your top 10 most anticipated movies of summer down in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys are excited for. But that's it for my video. Hope you guys enjoyed this most anticipated list. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.